Welcome into the latest edition of Extra Time. Don is with us. Don, it's interesting you mentioned old man time catching up with you. Craig and Shaka have got to the stage where we watch the show, it's so hot at the moment.
It's not hot.
Yeah, the thermostat's at 74.
It's not hot.
It's like an old people's home in there.
It's comfortable. It's
Stuffy.
comfortable.
It's stuffy is exactly what it is.
Why would we want to sit in a room cold?
But normal
62
people,
degrees.
that's too hot.
Nobody sets their thermostat at 62 like you.
You have your heating set at home to save money.
No, I don't.
You do. You're
No,
tight.
no,
You're
I'm
cheap.
not Stevie. I'm
You're
not.
tighter than a photo finish. Right? You refuse to put the heating up.
Yeah,
because
there's a passcode. It's like your phone. You can't
gas
get
bill.
into
You're not
the
putting those
thermostat.
magnets on the heaters, are you? Stop it turning round.
Why was Shaka so fiery yesterday? You had that argument with Jan, didn't you?
Yeah, it's just a weird...
By the end, Extra Time managed to tick off Kay and Ali as well. You annoyed Kay and
No, I
Ali?
didn't.
Jan?
No, I didn't.
Friend like you, Shaq.
What was
No,
the yarn?
dude.
What was the yarn?
Jan was again banging on
A long,
about...
unnecessary argument.
What was Jan?
Everybody has to have two great goalkeepers. I don't understand. Why that goalkeepers are afraid of competition. It made no sense.
Well-
I didn't upset anybody else.
All right, this viewer obviously felt that you did. For Mr. Burley,
Uh-oh.
What I've got?
if you were Real Madrid manager, would you play with your regular starters tomorrow or would you rest them?
No,
They have to win.
Yeah, you. At this moment in time, you could argue there's a slightly better chance of, with more games left, of catching Barcelona than beating Arsenal. You're looking at me with that sort of glacial.
No,
Blank.
that makes sense.
Was you figuring that out?
I'm just thinking. I was thinking, yeah, Craig has made an interesting point there.
So you have to get the balance right, and tomorrow's game, if you want a cliche, the next game is the most important one, which it is for Ancelotti at the moment.
This is a great question because it's going to mess Don
Thomas
up.
Muller wouldn't have said that. Thomas Muller wouldn't have said that cliche.
Hold on, what did he say?
He said Thomas Muller wouldn't have said that. We had an interview with Thomas Muller today and he was asked whether or not he prefers to be on the bench or starting, which has then been a running theme pretty much throughout the whole show.
You know, I mean, it's not even...
It's Hitzelsberger who played, who asked the question. It wasn't like it was someone an idiot like me.
Tommy Muller must have... Tommy, as if we know him. Thomas Muller must have went back to the dressing room and went, lads, I've just had...
We, as if me and Dad had anything
I've
to do
just
with
had
your friendliness.
these three Muppets right, asking me these... Yeah, what would you prefer?
Don, get ready for this, OK? Because you can't just say 50-50. Obligatory percentage question for Don. Percentage chance Barcelona win the Champions League.
Ooh.
Oh, my days. So who's left in then? Remind me, because I've done a million games today. So if Barca are going to go through.
Well,
who do they play in the semis?
So
They're playing Dortmund, and
they will play Inter in theory or
Yeah, they'll beat Dortmund.
Yes.
So they'll play Inter.
Right.
we know who wins that.
I think Inter will beat them.
You think Inter will
I
beat?
think Inter will beat them.
Okay, so
you're
it's a
going
low
for zero?
percentage. So
You're going
zero.
for
Say again.
I can't go zero. How can you go zero against Barca?
All right.
I can't go zero. That would be nuts.
Okay.
I'll give them 20%.
20%, and then how would you divvy up the rest?
Well, I've not got that far yet, Daniel. I was giving you 20% on the. I was giving you 20% on the Inter game.
Comments on the automated offside being used in the EFL today. I thought it was great today, save a lot of time. Well, yes, it's not the first time we've seen it, is
EPL,
it?
not EFL.
Oh, sorry, I say EFL, apologies.
People are, why are they getting all giddy in England about this?
I don't know, we see it every week in the Champions League, in La Liga, in the Bundesliga.
Because it's the first week it's been used, Craig. It's the first week it's been used.
No, are they not doing it tomorrow?
The
Shaka came in
offside.
with some dodgy information saying they're not using it tomorrow. Is that true?
I've not heard that, Shaka. Have you made that up? Is that what your algorithms are saying?
My sources.
Really?
That's what my sources told me.
Well, there we are. All right, then.
Why wouldn't they use it tomorrow?
I don't know. We're asking me. I don't know why they didn't use it all season.
I'm thinking this is one of those kind of Stevie sources.
We'll see tomorrow.
Doesn't feel
There we
right
go.
to me.
We know how it works. They come in, they make a quick decision.
I know.
And then when they get a little break, they'll go back and show you. And it's automated.
Yes.
Semi-automated. I mean, why?
As Shaka says, the right question is not how great it was today, it's why hasn't it been used from day one?
Yeah.
And it's no more apt than after we had to sit through that Tottenham game last weekend
5-minute one.
and the 5-minute one,
Yes.
which wasn't even that difficult.
Yes. What about Poch and his leaks?
There's leaks at Tottenham.
What do leaks do?
Leaks? He said there's a leak
at Spurs.
There's a leak in the Spurs dressing room.
Pochettino?
Oh, but Pochettino, Postecoglou.
Because team news keeps getting out, and they've been aware. I've not really been. I saw a little clip yesterday of Postecoglou's presser, and they've narrowed it down. got Colombo for the slightly older viewers. And he's asking.
Marple, they're all out.
Poirot.
Detective.
Is it Poirot?
Poirot, yeah.
Poirot. Colombo, Starsky and
Vera.
Hutch. Oh, Don Johnson.
Vera.
And
Really resonating with the younger generation.
name me a detective. Law and Order. Oh, I'm a Law and Order.
Yes.
So they've narrowed it down. They don't need the SUV. It's not as important as that.
Right.
They've narrowed it down according to him, as if it's their biggest problem.
It's fantastic.
We used to managers get paranoid about that. I remember Craig Brown, the late Craig Brown, the Scotland manager. He used to get right, I'm going to tell you the team 2 days before a game, whatever it is. Don't even tell your mum and dad, your wife or your girlfriend, your partner. Don't tell your uncle yet. Don't tell anybody.
Wow.
And usually, somehow it always managed to filter out, which had managers like, how did that go?
Don, was leaking a problem in your days?
No, not really. I mean, as Craig said there, like, if a manager's telling you you're playing, you're going to phone your mum and dad or your brother, sister, whoever, and say, do you want to come to the game because I'm playing? So it probably went on, but I think for managers, I think in Postecoglou's case, he's starting to be a little bit paranoid. I mean, he's brushed aside that they've lost 16 games this season and it must be down to the leak, because what's a leak going to do? The worst thing a leak can do is tell someone what the side's going to be. The system never really changes, so that's not a problem. So obviously it's poor if you've got one, and it's quite disgusting if you have got one, but I don't really think it has that much bearing on the outcome of a game.
Paranoid, these managers.
Oh, Anne's just gone off.
Well, I remember, I don't know if I've told you this, I remember when years ago when I was at Southampton doing commentary with John Champion, we were doing I think it was a Newcastle-Middlesbrough game, and Gareth Southgate at that point was manager of Middlesbrough. Champers being Champers scurried off and got the team off Gareth Southgate. I was never big for getting the team. You get the team an hour before anyway, so who the hell cares? And John came back and he says, well, I have the team, but Gareth said, he gave me the formation, but we have to set it up in the graphic, a different formation, so that we don't, and I'm like,
Who's watching the graphic that's going to...
Well, because we're putting the team graphic up 5 minutes before the kickoff.
Right.
And talking about it in the gantry, and I'm like, are you serious? Freaking, that's how paranoid they are. He wants me to put the left side player on the right side on the left. When the game starts, Newcastle go, oh, oh, he's playing over. And I'm like, managers just drive you nuts.
Oggy tells the story, doesn't he? Because he ran a story that Rio Ferdinand wasn't going to play for Manchester United one day,
right.
And he didn't, and Manchester United lost. And Sir Alex Ferguson blamed him for breaking the story and banned him from the press conferences.
Well, to be fair, any reason to ban Oggy is a good one, isn't it?
Craig, what's your updated prediction for Southampton? Do they get 2 more points to avoid breaking Derby's 11-point record and still reach your 15-point total?
My 15-point total?
Did you predict they were going to get to 15, maybe?
Oh, did I?
I don't know. I wasn't listening to you.
I thought I meant I was at Derby when
you just started it all.
We were bad, but we were not that bad. Trust me. Did I say 15?
I don't know, Craig. Do you think they're going to get 2 more points?
How many games is left?
7.
No.
Right.
I don't think so.
There we go.
That manager, man, he's put his age, doesn't he?
He's gone. He got sacked.
Oh,
Yeah, he got sacked on Monday.
what day is this?
Today's
Saturday.
Yeah, he's out
After the...
after the relegation.
Guess who's in charge, Craig?
Yeah.
Craig, guess who's in charge?
Oh, he doesn't even know who's going to be sacked.
Guess who's in charge?
He's been sacked, isn't
A
he?
set-piece coach.
Yeah.
A set-piece coach is now in
Sacked,
charge.
isn't he? What's the point of sacking him? I mean, it was an impossible job anyway. What day is this, Shaq? Monday. What the hell have I been doing all week? We never talked about that.
No.
What day is this?
You weren't on Monday, and then Tuesday and Wednesday Champions League for some reason.
Well, that's a big story. Why wasn't I made aware of this on Tuesday?
I think there was something called Champions League on. We start the Champions League show with Southampton.
I didn't know either.
Final question, Don. Norgaard's challenge, scissors from behind a red card, and as a professional, do you know how to make a challenge that leaves something on the opponent and also avoids a red card?
I never thought that was a red card. I thought he was low enough. I think Arteta made a big thing after the game because I think he was deflecting away from yet another draw and a bit of a drab performance. I think he was clutching. I thought that was a yellow card. It wasn't a scissor tackle neither. He was really low with his right foot. Yeah, he caught Martinelli, but when you look at the red cards, if you compare that to Tarkowski, I mean, Tarkowski should have a 10-match ban if that was going to be a red card.
Right.
So, yellow for me.
Don, is there a way of leaving something on a player without getting a red card? Just addressing that last bit.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course there is. Absolutely. You can be a little bit more subtle, yeah. Of course you can go low and you can try and bend the rules slightly because that's what we do. I mean, it's not like back in the day when they first sort of brought that rule in where as long as you touch the ball, anything goes. I mean, some of my worst ever tackles were two-footed tackles because you could take the ball and it was legal back then. So thank God, pardon the pun, they've stamped that out of the game. But you can be a little bit cute in terms of bringing someone down or committing a foul if you wanted to leave someone a little bit on someone. But to be honest, Dan, I don't really think, apart from the Tarkowski one, I don't really think players go in anymore to try and hurt someone. I don't get that sense. There's going to be mistimed tackles, 50-50s that are late. I never really see anyone trying to do anyone anymore. I don't feel as though that's in the game anymore, as I said, apart from Tarkowski on McAllister.
That is it. That brings us to the end of today's show. Thank you very much for joining us. A big thank you to Thomas Muller for giving us a laugh throughout the entire programme. We'll be back tomorrow to reflect on some big games in the Premier League, plus, of course, Real Madrid against Alaves.